Welcome to A Day in the Life, Video 3, Session 3. So, Session 3 for me is another buzzing session, and I'm going to try to explain why this is. So, in a different video, I can't remember specifically which one, I talk about the difference between playing fundamentals and theory fundamentals. So, again, if you've been watching my sessions, Day in the Life, you will have seen that I haven't really done any scales yet. And so this third session, what I try to do is I try to quickly maintain my major arpeggios, my minor arpeggios, my major scales, my minor scales, along with what I kind of call range work, range extension work, whether it's low range or high range. And the reason I buzz it first is because, again, depending on what happens throughout the day, sometimes I don't always have the time to get to everything. And so one of my other default ideas is a buzzing rep counts. And I actually, if you don't have a lot of time, it's better to buzz through things at least once than skip them. So in essence, I do this so that if I have a busier day, I still get through my basically what I call my theory fundamentals at a minimum level. So with that said, I'm going to take you through, again, what's the word I'm saying? Just modeling what I do in my third buzzing session. So I start with some warm-up supplements, and basically I do my major arpeggio, my minor arpeggio, my major scales, minor scales, and then I'm going to model that for you. I don't know how long exactly those take, probably about 20 minutes, but I'm just going to click on that, pause it real quick. Again, you can't hear it, but I can, but again, I'm just going to model it on my buzzing, on my mouthpiece. So here goes. This is major arpeggios out of my supplements. Here we go. So look at that. I covered all my major arpeggios in like a 2-octave format very quickly. Then I move to my minor arpeggios. I'm just going to press play and go. Minor arpeggio. See, again, that takes about 2.5 minutes total. All right, moving on. Then I go to my major scales. So I'm going to pause this real quick. So this is just a simple 1-octave format quickly, but again, it goes all the way down to low C. So it covers, again, the entire range of your horn. So it ends up covering the full range of the horn in single scales. Sometimes, again, you could also coordinate this with double tonguing if you wanted to work on double tonguing it, etc. Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to buzz for you. Again, all about the bullseyes. Always starting with the shape. I can always feel the free buzz shape before I play. Sizzly tongue. So that particular one takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds to buzz, and I've maintained all of my major scales, covered the full range, got a little extra rep. So again, in theory, I've done the minimal amount of work I need to do to maintain my major scales, etc. Here is a same format, but it's minor scales. Okay. All right. So again, I'm just going to buzz along. Here we go. So again, there's more to this session, but again, if that's all you did, let me back up. If you're following along and you're seeing the value in everything I'm doing, but you might not be at the same place in life I am, or maybe there's certain things that are a little beyond you, obviously you can pick and choose and create your own. That's really what this is about, is showing you how to create intentional sessions and with very intentional processes. All right, so again, by doing that, at a minimum, I've gone through my major scales and major arpeggios, minor scales and minor arpeggios, even if it's only buzzing. So I'm maintaining them. I'm maintaining them in my ear. I'm maintaining them in my lips. The next thing I tend to do is, in this same session, is kind of just work my extreme registers and my high range and my low range. And so I'm using what I call my range extenders. The next thing I normally do is I just go to what I call my double high F extension. It's basically, I've already demonstrated it a little bit in the second playing session, but now you can see it in a buzzing format. So here we go. Let the air do the work. Establish the shape of the free buzz first. The sizzly tongue placement is what channels the air. Now we work beyond high C. Always trying to find the shape. As my old teacher would say, a line through a dot. Two more to go. High F. Squeaked it out. But again, the point, this is also maintenance, right? The idea is, if I know that I always have a high F in the chamber, high C is, or double high F, I should say, high C is effortless. Next, octave slurs. And I've already done this in my supplements, but they went down. This goes up. Okay, here we go. High F didn't come out as cleanly as I'd like, but still, again, it's maintenance. And I don't always have it every day. Next, I do my fifth, fourth, but again, these are ones, again, that go up instead of down. Okay, here we go. Again, just a little thing I'll say. So the goal with these is, as I go, because I'm trying to connect the highest to the, to the low range, is again, I can always feel the shape. Again, I want to use that phrase very clearly. Not the tension, but the shape of the high notes. I can feel it, but the balance of my embouchure is different so that the low notes will come out. All right, again, broken chords. Here we go. Again, this broken chords goes higher. All right, Here we go. Let's have fun. Last one. And unfortunately, I have to fully admit, I didn't quite get the high E and high F on that one. But also notice, I've hit a high F multiple times. So again, are you required to play high F in most music? Not even remotely. But if you know that you have it, it's like, that means all the high notes you are required to play should feel more and more effortless. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to demonstrate everything I tried to do. So instead of going to the low range routine, I'm actually going to go back to my supplements, and I'm going to do my scale in thirds. Now, the reason I like and both up and down, the reason I like this is this does cover the high range, but it also works all the way through down to the low range. And again, I just think it's a nice connecting exercise. Plus, you'll run into that pattern a lot. Remember, the music will always change. The skills needed to play the music never change. So again, let me pause and get it queued up. All right. So again, this is my scale in third, which is out of my supplements. And there you go, buzzing only. Shape always. we go. Then I turn over to the scales in thirds going down. So notice it starts on the high C. Same patterns though. Again, buzzing only. Takes about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Here we go. So I had to pause it. I could feel a little drainage, so I'm going to restart that. Sorry about that. Okay, I think I'm okay now. All right, so far so good. Again, I always want to make a little comment between certain things to say, again, the reason these sessions are sequenced, right, because the sequential horn is my kind of methodology, the way they are is that, let's say you can't get to all 5 sessions, or maybe you only have 2 sessions, right? The first 2 sessions are really about just feeling great for the day. The next session is about just maintaining some of the fundamentals, theory fundamentals, and just some things. The session 4, which I will demonstrate later, is about actually putting what we're doing now on the horn, right? To get those extra reps. And then the 5th session tends to be like just extra work in a variety of areas. So the last thing I typically do is this low range routine. Again, let me get it queued up first. All right, so again, there's a couple ways you could do this. I'm going to fully demonstrate all of it though right now. But again, if you're not a big free buzzer like I try to be, then you could just mouthpiece buzz. But basically, the idea would be you free buzz, play. But again, because my 3rd session is always a buzzing session, I'm not going to do any playing on the horn, but I will make some comments along the way. All right, here we go. This is the low range routine that I've established to just give extra work in the lower range. So I'm going to free buzz first. your face tingle. Put it on the mouthpiece. Shape of the free buzz on the mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. Quick pause. Obviously, if you were just wanting to work on your low range specifically and not part of a routine, you would go to the horn and play what you just free buzz / mouthpiece buzz. Again, moving on. Now I free buzz. Yeah, the free buzzing does make my nose tingle a little bit. Mouthpiece. Quick pause. Of course, again, just to reiterate it, if you're just wanting to work on your low range specifically, you would go to the horn after this, after what I just did, and play on the horn. Moving on. Mouthpiece. I am trying to buzz loud when I get like louder buzzing lower. And you'd go to the horn, obviously. I'm going to keep going. This is getting a little articulation work down there. Go to the mouthpiece. Of course, go to the horn if you were working your low range only. Mouthpiece. And with that, that actually completes my session 3 that I try to do every day. Again, just to kind of wrap up and say, I don't get to every session every day. It all is dependent on what I have going on that day. But having these 3 to 4 to 5 individual sessions allows me to make sure every day that I'm maximizing what I need to do. And so, again, yeah, that was session 3. Happy practicing. Hopefully that was helpful. And thank you kindly.